Hi, quick paint pouring acrylic pour tutorial today. So this is Floetrol, and this is what you want to look for when you're doing paint pours. And you also want, let me get this out. You want treadmill lubricant silicone, 100% silicone. And so I'm going to put this here and pick out your colors. Get some cups, like plastic cups like these, that you can either rewash them and use them again, or you can throw them out. And then since there's going to be plenty of pouring happening where it just drips out over the canvas, you can use, like I'm reusing one, and so I'm repainting over something. But on the back, since a lot of runoff happens, you can either set cups like this underneath all around each corner, or you can take little thumbtacks and press it through slightly through the backs, and it'll help set it up so that it'll drip off onto the table, whatever you're using. I'm using just a plastic bag right now, and then you can also like easily pick it up and go like this. You'll probably also want to cover your hands with some gloves if you don't want your hands to get all messy. So I know a lot of people measure out theirs, but I just kind of go upon look when I do mine. And so I pour out some of the Floetrol. Fortunately, I don't have a lot left, and I don't have a big picture to do, so shouldn't take too much. Pick out your colors, pick out how many cups you want. Some people will just put all the colors in one cup, and it's called a dirty pour, and then they just drop it over top. And then some people do more controlled ones with, you know, certain designs that they want to do. So, just all depends on you and, you know, how you want to do it. So that's the nice thing about paint pours is, I mean, it's pretty freeing. You can do what you want with them. And so first was the Floetrol in there, and then I'm going to get some paint. It really doesn't take a whole lot unless you want it to be really saturated, but you want it to flow nicely. You don't want it to be thick, or it's just not going to move very well when you're pouring it, and you want it to like run into each other and stuff. And when you're doing paint pours, a lot of times what the ideal is getting what they call cells. And the silicone is going to help with that. And it looks just as it sounds. It looks like cells of paint throughout. So some green in one. And I'm going to actually mix in blue and green together, get like a little bit of a tealish, more of a tealish color. This is the kind of paint that I'm using today. It's Lucas Krill. I like this brand. I mean, there's a lot of good brands, but this is pretty decent. So, I got a blue, I got like a kind of a pinkish flesh color, and I'm choosing a metallic color. And so to mix it up, I just use like popsicle sticks, like this. Mix all the paint up really good in there. See. And I do this before I put the silicone on it. You'll find your own method and style. Everyone does, so. And I'm actually gonna, I think I'm gonna lighten this one up a little bit. So I'm gonna get some light and get it in there. I don't really want it to be that dark. Not that much. Now if the paint is too thick, like it should kind of drip off like this, you know. Then you can add water or something like that. Like this is a little bit clumpy, just a tiny bit. So I'm going to add in a little bit of water. So that's how you want it. I'm going to check all of them. That's like perfect. Okay, now it's ready for the silicone. And like, I just do like a little bit like that. I don't know if you can see it, but like that. Like I said, you want to, I mean, you don't want to drench it with the silicone, but the silicone is what helps give it the cells. So when you're doing paint pours, it's what a lot of people are looking for. And then you're going to mix that up really good. These can be really simple. You don't have to complicate them, or you can get them really or you can make them more complex, where you put images, like you try to do like a dolphin or whatever. It's just going to be harder to do with a paint pour. Something more specific like that. I mean, you can use things like this kind of tool to help like make certain movement with it. Okay. So now that we got all of those mixed up and it seems like they're in the right consistency, you can either do things where you combine the paints together, you can do them one by one. I think that I'm going to cover this whole thing with white first. That. I don't really have too much of an agenda with this one. I'm just doing whatever comes out and happens here. And you just move it around to get it going and filling the spaces. Okay, now you could cover the whole thing, but I'm just gonna go with this. So I'm gonna go like this. You know, you can do like, you can do your own like designs. You can do something abstract. Maybe I want to do a butterfly. I don't know. You can use things like blow dryers to help make more of the cells, and then you turn the blow dryer on, you point it towards the paint, and it will do something like that, like start making the cells in that way. So you can move it around. You can do whatever you want with these. Pretty you know. So I want to see if I can make this show. But in this space here, you're starting to see like the movement of the cells. You can blow on it, and it'll do more stuff. Like I said, you can just do whatever you want with these things. Okay. I'm just going to spread this out a little bit. Cover the rest. You can cover the sides. It'll drip down on the sides. I have some. It's already running off. And now I have another painting that I want to cover. So I'm just going to let this one sit. Usually I would do more with it, but I'm just going to let this one be. I'm going to let it be as it is. And like I said, I also have the backing on this too. Those thumbtacks. Now for this one, I'm just going to combine them all into one cup. And I'm going to see what comes out. And I'm just going to drop it in one. I can spread it out with this thing. I can use this if I want. You know. You do you on these. Every artist is going to be different. No, none is better than the other. It's an expression of yourself. There you go. I hope you learned something. If you have questions, just ask me. Voila. These are the cells. Like, this showed up a lot better in this one than the first one. You can see them, all those little dots. Can you see that? Okay. You see them. Dots. Cells. Okay. Thanks for watching.